Hi, I'm Sanuj Birla, a pop art artist from New Delhi. Today we're going to talk about my art journey, pop art, art as a business, and an entrepreneur in the industry of art. So let's take it from the start. I was an art student in school, topper in fine arts, used to love art. It was my passion. After finishing school, I did not really follow art much, but then, passion always catches up to you in life. And for any entrepreneur in general, passion is very important. In whatever you do, you need to be passionate about it. Otherwise, you won't be able to succeed in it. It's not that you see money in a certain kind of a business and you just be a part of it. Till the time you don't have passion for it, you won't be able to succeed in it. So for me, initially, I was a contemporary artist. When I was growing up, I got into hip hop music. I used to love dressing up. So when I started traveling is where I discovered that I love the concept of pop art. It really resonated with me, my style. So I thought, why not? Let's just give it a shot. So when I was renovating my house, I wanted a painting for my room. And I was like, well, I can paint myself. Why do I need to buy something? So that's when I made the first painting. And I actually posted it on social media. And I got a lot of attraction for it. A lot of people started messaging me, where do you get it from? I love the work. Who made this? I said, I made it. So someone said, I want to buy it. I was like, fine. So I sold my first painting for just 25,000 rupees, which was a big amount for me that time, being in college. And that's where I realized that, this has some potential. I made another painting, that also got sold. Then I made another one, that also got sold. That's where I realized that my passion can really get me going in this business. So I took it slowly. I started it up as a passion, but then I had a game plan, because I've done my master's in retail, I knew how to sell things. For an entrepreneur, it's not, in fact, being passionate about your work is good, but being over passionate about your work can be a problem. You need to know what's right and what's wrong for your business. I have been very calculative when it comes to art as a market and my brand image, because brand is very important. What people buy is not art always or a particular piece. They buy the brand, they buy the name, because that is where the real value lies. So if you want to be successful and you want to make your name a brand, that's the only way forward, where you would be able to bring value to your name and your brand and actually succeed in whichever field you are. Maybe clothes. People buy clothes from Zara, which are affordable. People buy clothes from Louis Vuitton, which are exorbitantly expensive, but people still buy them because it's the brand value. So in art, initially when I started doing sculptures and paintings, I went to a gallery once, and I was like, I'm an artist, I paint. Would you want to keep my stuff and sell it for me? The way they actually spoke to me came across so random. They took me for a ride. They were like, listen, we don't keep, artworks from fresh artists and stuff like that. And that is the first and the last time I actually went to a gallery myself. And I decided that day that I will make my art so good that galleries would want to come and work with me. I would never go to a gallery. And that's what I did. Social media. So social media is the biggest platform, free of charge, I would say, that you can get to really promote yourself. And that's what I did. I promoted myself left, right, and center on social media. And that's where I got the maximum traction, the maximum sales. Again, what happens is you need to learn to say no at the right time. A lot of entrepreneurs, when they get desperate and they just want to get the business, they would say yes to a lot of things which they're going to haunt them later on. And when it comes to value, if you don't learn to say no, your value won't increase. I've said no to a lot of clients when they ask for a lot of discounts, and that's where the value lies. So I would suggest, never try to really, hype up your value initially. You need to grow. It's a growing process. As I said, I sold my first painting for 25,000. I sell my I sold my last painting for 4.5 lakhs. So I have had that transition, and it took time. So for the new upcoming entrepreneurs, passion is very important. Branding is very important. Knowing your target audience is very important, because no matter how good you are at your work, maybe an artist, maybe a designer, maybe any field, if you don't have the right target audiences, you don't know who you want to sell to and what they like, you won't be able to sell your stuff or do good in whatever you're doing. My main changing or turning point, I would say, was when I started doing international exhibitions. I was doing a lot of work in India, but once I started doing exhibitions internationally, that's where people started knowing me, recognizing me, and realizing that this artist is an international artist. We belong to India. India is a very price-sensitive market, and Indians love international stuff. Whatever is international, they like it. So that's where I got the hint. Started doing a lot of international exhibitions. Started getting a lot of international galleries approaching me to keep my stuff. And that's where the value started increasing. So if you are an entrepreneur, you should know your market. You should know what your market likes. You should know what your market craves. And only then you will know what product to give to your market and how to give it, and actually at what price point. Price is very important. We have clients of many different social backgrounds. People who like to spend a lot, there are people who like to spend less. You need to choose the right mix of people who you want to sell to. You cannot be the guy selling to, let's say, a lower class audience or a upper class audience who are interested in something exclusive and luxury. So you need to choose your target market, whether it's the mass or whether it's the high luxury. Once you choose that, then focus on it. Don't deviate yourself from it. And now the price. India, being a very price-sensitive market, we have to be very competitive. Right now, art internationally, pop art in general internationally, is very expensive, I would say. People are paying huge amount of money for pop art. Let's say for a Mickey, a sculpture which is right here, that you can see, it's 2 feet. My retail price on this Mickey is around 1.5 lakhs. But the same thing in a gallery in Milan would be selling it for 6.5 lakhs. So when international audiences see that they can buy the same product, the same quality for 1.5 lakhs from an Indian artist, they don't want to buy it from an international artist. That's where I take the bigger market share of all the international artists who are selling their paintings or sculptures at a higher price range. So you need to have a good knowledge of your existing market. What are the price points and what people like and what people don't like. So if you know someone is selling something at a higher price and you can give it at a lower price, focus on that. That's where the money lies, finding the gap. Also, for the upcoming entrepreneurs, I would like to say that never lose hope. There will be times when you won't have sales. There will be times you won't get appreciated for what you're doing. There'll be times people will take you for granted. But then there'll be times where people are going to be posting for you. They'll be tagging you. They would want a photo with you because they know you've become famous. They know you've become successful. And that gap where no one really wants to talk about it is the gap where you need to work your hardest. Because that's the gap where no one's with you apart from you, your knowledge and your passion. So be passionate, do what you do, love what you're doing, invest a lot of time and effort in finding out your target audience and the gap. That's all I've got to say for today. And thank you very much. I hope you guys do succeed in your businesses and do something great. Thank you.